Are we about to witness the warmest Christmas in recorded history? The answer might shake everything you thought you knew about this blessed season. Right now, at this very moment, winds are screaming across the northeast at 60 miles per hour. That's tropical storm force. But here's what they're not telling you on the evening news. By the time you finish watching this, you'll know exactly what's coming for your family, your home, and your holiday plans. And at the 3-minute 20-second mark, I'll reveal something that will change how you prepare for the next 2 weeks. Let me be direct. Temperatures are dropping 10 degrees per hour in some regions right now. In Minnesota, it's negative 20 degrees. The Carolinas just hit 60 degrees, but that's about to change dramatically. Here's your first reward. In exactly 30 seconds from now, I'll show you the single most important date between Christmas and New Year's that could bring a complete pattern flip. Keep watching. The radar shows something remarkable. A severe thunderstorm warning near Raleigh right now, December 19th. In winter. Think about that. Thunder and lightning, while the upper Midwest sits at negative 20. God has his ways of reminding us who's really in control, doesn't he? Now watch this temperature map. Areas showing 20 to 30 degrees above average this morning. That's not a typo. 30 degrees warmer than normal for December 19th standards. But here's the twist you need to understand. This warmth isn't staying. The 540 line, that's meteorologists speak for the dividing line between cold and warm air, is diving south, fast. By tomorrow, the entire eastern third of America faces a completely different weather reality. Your reward from 30 seconds ago? December 27th. Mark it. Circle it. That's when everything could change. I'll explain why in 2 minutes. The wind advisory map looks like a war zone. Tan areas, high wind warnings. Dark mustard color, that means 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts hitting Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket today. If you're traveling, listen carefully. Today through tomorrow, 24 hours of dangerous winds across the entire Appalachian mountain chain. Here's a question that should trouble every American. Why is the jet stream positioned so far north? The answer reveals something profound about the pattern we're locked in. The water vapor satellite shows moisture, represented by white colors, streaming across the Pacific Northwest. That's good news for snow in the Rockies. But the dry gray pocket? That's Arctic air positioning itself like a biblical plague waiting to descend. Between now and Christmas Day, 6 days away, we're looking at record-breaking high temperatures. I'll say it again, record-breaking. Areas from the Rockies through the Midwest could shatter December records. Does this mean your white Christmas dream is over? Not entirely, but you need to hear the full truth. The ridge of high pressure, that dome of warm air meteorologists track, is flexing across the lower 48 states like nothing we've seen in years. It's stubborn, it's strong, and it's bringing temperatures 10 to 15 degrees above average Christmas Day. Now here's that promise I made at the beginning. At the 5-minute mark, I told you I'd explain everything. So let me fulfill that now. The European weather model, considered the gold standard, shows 2 possible storm systems before Christmas. One could bring snow to Boston, New York, maybe Philadelphia 2 days before the holiday, just enough cold air wrapping in at the right time. The second system hits the western states hard on Christmas Eve morning. Nevada, you're getting buried. If you're skiing out west, this could be 2 to 3 feet of fresh powder. A legitimate white Christmas at elevation. But the eastern United States? The South? The Midwest? I won't sugarcoat this. It's going to feel more like April than December. Santa will be delivering presents in 70-degree weather across large portions of the country. That's not an exaggeration. That's the forecast. Now comes the part that separates hope from hype. What happens after Christmas? The pattern begins to crack on December 26th. The day after Christmas, that post-holiday letdown we all feel spiritually, the weather might start feeling it too. A trough, that's an area of low pressure and cold air, tries to dig into the eastern United States around December 27th and 28th. Remember that date I told you to circle? This is why. The 540 line, that cold air boundary, pushes as far south as Texas. Central Texas could see a wintry mix. Not snow necessarily, but frozen precipitation mixing with rain. For context, the last time we saw a pattern shift this dramatic between Christmas and New Year's was 2015. Remember that year? December was diabolically warm. Then January brought feet of snow to the mid-Atlantic. One storm, that's all it takes to define an entire winter. Here's what the models are showing right now for late December. A 981 millibar low-pressure system spinning up near southeast Canada. That's a bomb cyclone in meteorological terms. Strong enough to generate its own weather systems. Behind it? Cold air. Real cold air. Not just chilly. We're talking about temperatures crashing to levels we haven't seen since early December. The NAO, that's the North Atlantic Oscillation, is going negative. In plain English, that means blocking high pressure over Greenland. When that happens, it dislodges Arctic air southward like opening a freezer door. But, and this is critical, it's an east-based negative NAO. The strongest part of that blocking is positioned wrong. We need it 500 miles west of where it's forecast to set up. Think of it like a dam. If the dam is in the wrong spot, the water, or in this case cold air, flows the wrong direction. The Pacific side of our continent has problems too. A stubborn ridge west of Alaska keeps pumping mild air into the western United States. This creates what meteorologists call a negative PNA, Pacific North American pattern. Translation? Cold air stays bottled up in Alaska and western Canada instead of flooding south into the lower 48 states. Are you following all this technical language? Let me simplify. We have cold air trapped in the wrong places. The atmospheric setup is fighting against winter weather for most Americans, but small changes, shifts of just 200 to 300 miles in these pressure systems, could unlock everything. God works in mysterious ways, doesn't he? Sometimes the smallest adjustments create the biggest miracles. Now let's talk about the MJO, the Madden-Julian Oscillation. This is an eastward-moving disturbance of clouds, rainfall, winds, and pressure in the tropics that circles the entire globe every 30 to 60 days. We were so excited 2 weeks ago. The MJO was racing into Phase 8, which historically brings cold and snow chances to much of the United States. Then it died. Fell into what meteorologists call the circle of death. Low amplitude, weak signal, basically meaningless for pattern changes. For the forecast to shift favorably, we need the MJO to strengthen and move through phases 8, 1, and 2 with authority. That's not happening right now. But here's the hope I promised. Patterns can flip fast. December 27th through January 2nd, that 6-day window, shows hints of change, not guarantees, hints. The models are split. The American GFS model shows a storm system trying to develop across the central and southern Rockies around December 29th or 30th. This system could track east, bringing severe weather to the plains and snow to the upper Midwest. The European model shows something different, more subtle. A trough amplifying just enough to drop temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below average across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic by New Year's Eve. Who's right? We won't know until we're 48 to 72 hours out. Here's today's weather reality, the immediate future you can prepare for. The cold front crossing the southeast right now will drop temperatures throughout the day. Your high temperature might be this morning. By afternoon, you could be 15 degrees colder. The northeast gets hammered with rain and wind through this evening. Then lake effect snow kicks in behind the system. 3 to 6 inches possible south of Buffalo. The Adirondacks could see 8 to 12 inches by Sunday morning. Pennsylvania, Ohio Valley, northern West Virginia, you're getting festive snowfall this afternoon and evening. Perfect timing for that last-minute Christmas shopping trip. But roads will be slick. Michigan's Upper Peninsula and northern Wisconsin, a wave of snow moves in tonight, 4 to 8 inches by Saturday evening, enough to freshen up the snowpack, create that winter wonderland look. Minnesota and North Dakota get clipped by a weak system overnight. Not major, but 2 to 4 inches of snow with some ice mixing in. The Pacific Northwest continues its atmospheric river pattern. Heavy rain at low elevations, heavy snow in the mountains. Northern California starts getting in on the action this weekend. But temperatures out west, still running 10 to 20 degrees above average. We're seeing 70-degree readings in Nebraska, Kansas, even Wyoming. That's not normal for December 19th. Now here's where faith meets forecast. Psalm 37, verses 23 and 24 says, "A person's steps are established by the Lord, and he takes pleasure in his way. Though he falls, he will not be overwhelmed because the Lord supports him with his hand." When weather doesn't cooperate, when patterns don't align, when Christmas doesn't look like the Currier and Ives paintings we grew up with, remember this. We fall sometimes. Life throws curveballs. Weather throws curveballs. But God's hand is always there to pick us back up. Don't let a warm December keep you down. Don't let a brown Christmas discourage you. The season isn't defined by snow. It's defined by the birth of our Savior, the gathering of family, the renewal of hope. And speaking of hope, Let me give you something tangible to watch for. The ensemble forecast models, these are collections of 51 different model runs showing probability ranges, are beginning to show agreement on one thing. Early January, specifically January 6th through 12th, could feature a significant pattern change. The blocking over Greenland might strengthen and shift westward. The Pacific Ridge might finally break down. The jet stream could buckle and allow Arctic air to flood southward. It's not certain, it's not guaranteed, but it's possible. January 2016, the blizzard that buried the mid-Atlantic with 2 to 3 feet of snow happened after the warmest December on record. January 2022, we had winter storm after winter storm across the eastern United States, following a mild holiday period. It only takes one storm to make a winter memorable. The analog years, similar atmospheric setups from the past, suggest we shouldn't give up hope just because late December looks mild. 2015, 2021, even last year to some extent, all featured warm Decembers, followed by active, cold Januaries. History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So here's your action plan for the next 2 weeks. Enjoy Christmas. Embrace the mild weather if you're traveling. No ice to worry about. No snow to shovel. No frozen pipes. Circle December 27th on your calendar. That's when we start watching for the first signs of pattern evolution. Watch January 1st through 5th closely. This is the transition zone where ensemble models show the most uncertainty and the most potential. Keep your snow shovels handy. Don't put away the winter gear. We might need it sooner than you think. And most importantly, remember that our hope isn't in weather patterns. Our hope isn't in forecasts. Our hope is built on nothing less than Jesus Christ and His righteousness. Whether it's 70 degrees or 7 degrees on Christmas Day, the miracle remains the same. Emmanuel, God with us. I'll be tracking every model run, every pattern shift, every signal of change. Tomorrow morning, we'll dive deeper into this northeast snow chance before Christmas. But for now, stay prepared, stay hopeful, and stay faithful. God bless you and your families this Christmas season. The story isn't over. Winter's first chapter might be mild, but the book has many pages left to write. And sometimes, the best chapters come when you least expect them.